This time on Werner's Whirligigs, we're going to be working on the 1978 BMW R100s again. And we're going to try to get this bad boy running. Fingers crossed. So let's go to it. I want you all to remember that I'm just another yokel who's not educated nor a professional in what I'm doing here. And it's possible that if you rely on this video, you, your project, or the both of you might end up as a smoldering hunk of hammered dog shit. Please use common sense, be careful, and always protect your ears, eyes, face, body, and hands when doing this type of work. With that, let's keep on trucking. This video may contain peanuts. Welcome to Werner's Whirligigs, or welcome back if you've been here before. I'm Werner, and in today's episode, we're going to try to get this bike started, finally. It has been sitting for 5 years. I believe I finished restoration version 1.0 10 years ago now. So, yeah, it's been sitting for a long time. Not sure what we're going to find when we take a closer look, but we're going to do our best to at least try to get it fired up and figure out next steps to get this to be a runner again. So let's jump in. Our first goal is to get this thing running. Before I do that, I just want to take a look down in the cylinders and just see if anything has happened since the bike has been sitting for quite a long time. I just would also see what the condition of the plugs are. This bike only has 600 miles on it, so, you know, not too much can go wrong, but yeah, I mean, that's a pretty, I think it's a rich looking plug. That was my complaint with this bike. I'd always ran rich and fouled plugs, and I kept going leaner and leaner, and I just couldn't get it right. And, you know, because of that, I just stopped working on it. I just got frustrated and walked away from it. One thing I didn't mention about this bike, it's dual plugged. That means it's got a second spark plug underneath, and that goes back a long way. Back when I first bought it in '93, I took it into Bob's BMW in Maryland, and they recommended that I dual plug it. Ted Porter, I don't know if anybody knows him, but he's one of the big deals in the BMW industry, and he's got his own shop now. I think he might even be here in California. Anyway, he was the one who recommended that I get it dual plugged, and it uses a shorter threaded area on the bottom. But this, you know, this one is also pretty fouled looking, so not good. I may just have to replace the plugs just to get it running. We'll see. I'll go do the other side off camera and then also shine a light down in the cylinder and see what's going on. Alright, here's the plugs from the other side, and they're also ridiculously rich. Look how black they are. Okay, I'm over here at my drill press now. So brass brush on there, and I'm just gonna clean off these spark plugs. I cleaned up the plugs, gapped them. I took a flashlight, shined it in the cylinders. It looks really clean in there, really clean. But the plugs obviously were pretty rich and fouled. One thing that still is concerning me is the battery. So on here it says 12.0 volts, which is at the low end of the range. This battery is a lithium-ion battery, and the charging numbers are different from a regular lead-acid battery. But 12.0 volts still sounds a little bit too low, so I'm going to go check it directly at the battery. Now I have a lithium-ion battery tucked under here under the seat cowl, and I'm going to just check the voltage here at the battery with the ignition off. It should be somewhere between 13.2 to 13.4 when fully charged, and could drop as much as, or drop down to as much as 11.5 volts before being completely drained. And you can see here we're at 13.1 volts. I mean, that's just about fully charged. I'm not quite sure what's going on, between the battery and the Moto gadget, but I think we have enough juice in this battery to give it a start. Now, I've often heard that it's a good idea to add like a teaspoon of oil to a dry cylinder that hasn't been run for a long time. So I'm just going to grab a teaspoon's worth, aka I think it's like 5 milliliters. If I can get it to behave here. Well, that's close enough, and I'm going to run over and put this in the cylinder. And I'll go do the same on the other side, and then put the spark plugs back in. And in case anybody's wondering, this bike does have 5,000 ohm resistor spark plug caps, which is appropriate for this year and model of motorcycle. Another thing to do before we start is let's see what's going on in the float bowl. I just want to know, has there been fuel sitting in here for the last God knows how many years? The last time I made a mark in the my logbook for this bike was 2021, and it looks like I changed the spark plugs, which was 5 years ago now, and the time before that was 2019, and it also looks like I changed the spark plugs. So this issue of running rich has been a problem for a while. There's some old gas in here. Shoot. All right, let me see figure out what the extent of this is. So even though these bowls look a little bit goopy, and there is some, sludge on the bottom. I mean, this isn't like 100-year-old gas. This is 5-year-old gas, 6-year-old gas. I think I'm just going to put it back together now that I've drained the bad gas out, just to get it started. But then when we take some next steps, I will take this out and run it through my carb cleaner and get all this gunk out of here. Now on this other side, I think I'm just going to go ahead and open up this drain port. Oops, wrong way. And just let the little bit of whatever's in here drain out. Yeah, there's nothing in this one. Well, there's a little bit, but not a whole lot. Okay, so this one doesn't have too much in it, so I think we'll just go from here and add some fresh fuel and see what happens. Because the bowls look so poorly with the varnish, I decided to take a look upline, and sure enough, fuel wasn't coming down from the tank. So I ended up having to take apart the petcocks and clean them up a little bit. And I also ended up draining all of the gas out of the tank. There wasn't a ton, but it was not good gas. It wasn't horrible, but yeah, I didn't want to run it through the bike. So I drained all of that out and I put in some fresh gas, and now we're just going to see what happens. I'm not sure this thing's going to start. If anything, I think that these spark plugs that perhaps were fouled may have been killed. I don't know. That's been my experience before in the past when I foul a set of spark plugs. Sometimes I can clean them up, but sometimes I can't, and I don't get it. Anyway, so I guess we'll just put a little bit of choke. Well, first we'll give a little bit of gas to both sides. Well, this side's not giving me gas. Come on. It seems like one of the fuel lines got stage fright and wasn't sending fuel down to the carbs, but now there's a nice puddle of fuel under both sides. But I knocked on the carbs a little bit, and I think the float finally popped up and shut it off. So let's see what happens. I'm just going to turn it on, and we'll give it some choke. And to be honest, I got no idea what's going to happen here. Hopefully it'll run. It is full of oil. I just checked that too. Okay, that's actually more than I expected. Try without the choke. It's a lot of smoke. Whew. Turn on the fan. I think a lot of fuel might have gotten into the carb. Choke's back on. Okay, I think it's the plugs. I'm going to try switching out the plugs for now, and then we'll come back and try this again. I feel like this time it's going to work because of the new plugs and because I've been here before and seen this happen. So let's see. Those pipes are loud. All right, choke on. Contact. Now I'm wondering if I'm getting fuel to both. That one has got fuel. This guy's looking dry. Let's give it a whirl. Alright, I'm pretty sure that's only one cylinder on this side. we're going to wrap it up here. I made more progress, but not enough progress to add to this video. So for now, we're going to call this a marginal success. It's running, which was the goal, but it sure isn't running well. Towards the end of the video, you saw me grab some starter fluid and spray it into the left carb, and it ran. This left carb finally started running, and that indicates to me that the fuel passages are blocked in that left side carburetor due to that gummy gas. So I'm going to need to take these carbs apart, these McCuney TM38s, give them a good cleaning, and then put it all back together and see what happens then. So that'll likely be the next video. If you enjoyed this, give me a thumbs up, and feel free to subscribe. The more the merrier. And I hope to see you around the next time. So long for now.